All right, so today's video, we are back with another Quickplay Warrior series. Been hearing a lot of feedback that people like it. Obviously, always looking to improve, so let us know. This one here, we're going to be guessing the rank of this player. We're going to watch a quick play game. We're going to watch a rank game, see where their rank's at. And here's what they say. They say, I am a chronic support player who in the past 2 months has decided to play tank, specifically Queen and a little Domina since she came out. I have the worst anxiety when it comes to playing tank, where I get a little shaky, I think, from the adrenaline. If I don't do well immediately, I kind of lose hope real early and just blame myself honestly. This was my first time doing comp on tank, as I've never really had a tank I felt comfortable with until, for whatever reason, Junker Queen clicked in December, and I really wanted to try with the rank reset. For this quick play match, I am probably one of the few people who enjoys push. To make this clear, by the way, did you know in top 500, all we play is push, control, and flashpoint? Now, most people are going, I'm sorry, what? Yeah, isn't that crazy how ranks work that way? In top 500, that's all I play. Even if King's Row shows up, Esperanza will get 9 votes. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if, as long as it's a push map, a control map, or a flashpoint, that's what I play all the time. I barely play any like payloads. Anyway, and they said, honestly, the fights in the game, the back and forth are great for me. However, I do feel like I'm a bit of a slow starter, which I think causes a downhill flow for the game if I can't get it back fast enough. I feel like I performed pretty well here. I oftentimes try to box tanks, which probably isn't the best choice, but I do manage to bully them a good chunk of the time. I want to say it's about a 50-50 ratio. I probably face tank a lot, but I really do try to pick cover. But sometimes it slips my mind, or if I get greedy, it bites me in the butt. Okay, we'll start here, and we'll see what happens. Good old Queen. This map is okay for Queen. The problem that you run into is the sightlines. I prefer heroes like Sigma, even Domina here at the beginning, like in the rotation if you're not going to play like a Wrecking Ball or something. It's just like the sightlines. What I mean by sightlines is like, look how far away you can be. Like, let's say you're playing, I don't know, a sniper, like a Sojourn, which I play against all the time. What can I do here as Junker Queen against that? Even as Sigma, like I just have to play to live. So this map can always be frustrating at the beginning. And this is going to sound really weird. Are you ready for this? Because I lose to this all the time. This middle point is just patience. That's it. Like, I lose so many times on this first team fight by trying to do something when I realized all I need to do is wait for somebody to make a mistake. That's how it works in like top 500, is like you're just basically waiting for somebody to make a mistake, and then that's it, like at the beginning. Like there's been team fights, if you watch them pro play, 2 minutes in the middle. It just, nothing happens. Nobody goes backline because there isn't enough room to work with the backline. It's just 2 minutes of standing here. That's it. It's just 2 minutes of it. And then you just hope for the best. And then eventually someone gets an ultimate, and then it just dominoes from there. Anyway, here we go. All right. Play in the corner. This is good. This is correct, technically. So, good luck, Alana. You got this. Or Lilani, you got it. At least you got step 1 done. I mean, so far, you're kind of doing what you're supposed to do here. You did lose a couple, so I can tell you want to shout for your team. Okay. I do want to talk about that, by the way. I just want you to be super careful of like turning around completely just to go shout your teammate. Like, I get what you're trying to do there, but like there was a lot of downtime. Just be wary of making that play consistently. Like if everything goes well there, your honor should be okay initially. And like this could have been a moment where you use shout rather than that one. But again, all hindsight, maybe they dive in and kill your honor. So, but yeah. Either way, patience level was pretty solid here. I feel like you, outside of you turning around right there, like I felt like you played that well, so good job. And again, that was what, about, Quick Play has 2 minutes left, 2 minutes less than regular rank does with that. What is it, 10 minutes? Or no, is it 8 minutes in this? Is it the same? I can't remember. It's 8 minutes, right? No, it's 10 minutes. Roller coaster of emotions here. But either way, that was about 1.5 minutes of nothing happening. Maybe it's 8 minutes again. I have no idea. OWCS starts in about 45 minutes. Relax News, thank you for the prime time. Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, nothing's really like wrong thus far with like your gameplay outside of a couple of the moments I said like, be wary of doing that. So far, so good. When you said you have a slow start, are you referencing like the beginning of this map? Because that's normal. Like I feel like it's very normal to have a slow start at the beginning of this map. Okay, so looking at what they have, you have your ultimate, right? You essentially have a free ult. What I personally, there's a couple of options you have here, right? And I'll wait a second to... Okay, I think that the cast got slept. Okay. So here, before we go into the rest of this, I want to kind of give like what I would be looking for here. One, you essentially have a free play here. Now, first of all, if you want to play this super safe, make sure to just like don't use your ultimate until you get the... Well, I guess it depends what perk you get, but a lot of the queens that I play against, a lot of the queens will take the don't get CC during your ultimate perk. So like, just be a little bit wary of that. Like if you're really close to your perk, which if you look at the, people don't know how perks work, look at the bottom left where it says I'm Batman. Great name. You see like the little bar there, that's your perk level. In case nobody knew that, that's your perk level, okay? So you're that close to a perk, so... You know, so this way you don't get hindered during your ultimate or randomly like punched or CC'd out of it. That right there in the bottom is basically your perk. So like you could wait an extra second here to get that. So, because you're about to get it, and then you can go in with your ultimate and not be CC'd. So now so now you get your perk. You got the perk, send it. You can literally send it now. Like you go to their team. The longer you wait here, the more likely they're gonna catch up with a bunch of stuff. So, but anyway, I just wanted to show that. You lost 2, now you gotta reset. But now you have a free ult. They're not going to be able to CC it, so just send it. Right here. Oh, man, that's looking good. Okay. It worked out. I would have sent it there. But honestly, hindsight's hindsight, and you made a good play. Just remember that, though. Look at their comp. No one can really stop your ultimate now. If I had to, like... If I wanted to make this a perfect play, I just wait till they pop Tree or they pop Mizuki ult. The question is, will they pop any of those ultimates first? I don't know. Okay, here we go. Send it. I would say just send it, but I'm a more proactive ulter. Now you ult. Oh, you definitely send it now. There you go. Yeah, they can't do much about that. Get the kill. Good job. A bit more patient than I would be with the ultimate, but like it's still not bad. It's just a difference in gameplay, right? Okay, here we go. All right, nothing's really happening. Popping your shout a little bit early there. So rank-wise, I'm trying to figure out what rank they are. I forgot to mention what their hours were. It's like I'll tell you the hours in a second. Nice tap. Good kill. Huge. Look at that push. Go. Why was that like echoed? Nice pull. I like how you pulled the life weaver behind you and then just forgot the life weaver was there. You're like, it must have been the win. Good pull. You can take the lead if you don't screw up. Man, this is your team's doing a good job of keeping you alive. I imagine your duo I'm Superman didn't get you there. I imagine it's the duo. I mean, you could send this out. Like do a turnaround out, or in front of you works too. Nice play. Damn. Good play. I like the aggression. There you go. Pop your shout to keep your teammate alive. Perfect. Mizuki stuns you there. Or, you know what I mean? I actually like what you did there. You kept like the knife like on the Doom, and then the Doom went to go make a play, and you pulled the Doom back. I like that. I like that. That was a very smart play. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna guess a random rank here in a bit. I have like an idea. Damn, I mean, your uptime's great. That was a good run right there. Holy crap. That was like a really good run by you. Like, that felt like it was going forever. Not in a bad way either. That was sweet. Regrouping. How's the scoreboard looking? Pretty good. Pretty good queen round. I mean, mechanically, I have an idea. The mechanics are good. Salted. Oh, that's like 3. Okay. Your patience level is very good. I'm going to give you that. I am more of a, I'm just gonna send it and win the team fight, but at the same time, there's no guarantee because your numbers aren't there. So like, if you don't have the numbers, then like that's kind of how it goes. But I would send it soon. So like, yeah, this is why I'm a little. This is why I wanted you to send your ultimate a little bit earlier than that. So like, you have to remember that it's not just like you in those situations. You need to create space for your teammates, and when your teammates are trying to push up and heal you in this, like, I'll show you in a second here. So when like your teammates are basically like pushing up here, it's on you to control the rest of the map, right? So if you don't send this ultimate, your teammates are gonna die here. And this is exactly what happens. See? Like this is exactly what happens here is like, basically you need to be able to create the space. You have a perfect opportunity to ult in and keep your teammates alive. And you kind of just sit here. Yes, exactly, too patient. Yep. And now your teammates who had all this position and going up with you, like basically that's something just to remember in general as a tank. If your teammates are pushing up with you, you need to take the next layer of space for them. Obviously, like staying here at first is fine because you're just getting cooldowns, but you need to be able to get yourself to here next to be able to give your teammates here some like room to be able to work with. That's why when I saw them here, I'm like, oh, I'm going to launch that ultimate. And granted, I might have called for it too early, but there needs to be like an in-between of like how patient you were and how aggressive I was asking you to be. And I think if you hit that like sweet spot there, you're going to get pretty much a team wipe here, and then this team fight's way different. Instead, they win the team fight, and then like now you're on your back foot, right? Which means that if you're on your back foot now, you're not going to be able to like go and make a huge play, right? Because now you have to, well, you can make a huge play, but now you have two team fights instead of one. If you ulted there, then it's just one team fight to win it all. I look at your ultimates, pretty solid opportunity, so we'll see. That's a good ult spot too. That's also a good ult spot. Okay. All right, so they got an extra 10 meters. All right. It's down to this. Yep, had to be early. Well, that's, I mean, I think there was like, there was a couple of timings. The second timing was not the best, but like, it still would have been better. It should be, SES. Yeah. Gotta play it slow here for a second until you get your show. Yeah. So, do you notice how, and I'll pause this as it gets closer to the end of the game here. Okay, so like, before I guess your rank, do you notice how, like, you won the team fight with that ultimate, but you needed two team fights to win that, possibly a third one? Probably not a third one. The point I'm making is that middle fight was make or break, right? And that's recognizing the situation, like the timer was low. That recognizes that you have to make that play be a little bit more aggressive. So when I called for that time, and it's because like I'm seeing that opportunity for a team wipe and basically the opportunity to win the game. Instead, because you lost that team fight in the middle, here we are. So when you hit tab, if you just ult that and win that, you're going to have Nano and Kitsune going into the last team fight. I like your odds. So anyway, is what it is though. That was the quick play version of this one. This is the quick play warrior series. But also just to remind people on the hours, I forgot to mention it. They have 1,380 hours of quick play and unranked and 100 hours of ranked. So a pretty huge difference there in ranked to quick play. So pretty huge, stark difference to say the least. Now to guess your rank, I'm going to go with Plat 2. Straight up. Mechanics are fine. Decision-making, safe, Plat 2. That's what I'm starting with. No, I'm telling you. The mechanics are a little bit better than I think some people are putting out there. Like, that was fair, but I also think there's a little bit of, like, work to do on some of, like, the positioning, like, and decision-making. The positioning is almost too safe at times, but, again, you know, if your position is too safe, it's better than being too wild, to say the least. So, isn't that the basics in your opinion? I'm seeing a bit more of the basics more than we think. So I'm going to start with Plat 2. But I'm not saying that people could be incorrect. It's more along the lines of, like, I'm just going off of how many VODs I've watched and what I've seen from mechanics. Mechanics aren't as bad as I think people point out to be. Okay, so next one, This is the rank game, chat. For the rank game, they say, once again, a slow start. I was kind of dreading this one about halfway through because it wasn't going how I wanted it to. I think how I play tank is genuinely to bully the enemy tank as much as possible, but I'm not actually sure that's a really good method. I just figure if he's focused on me or getting yoinked by me, he has less opportunity to bully my backline. Any input would be great. Well, I can give you input right away. In 5v5 tanking, if you're not going for backline trades for the majority of the heroes, you're probably not going to have a good time. It's really hard to peel in Overwatch in 5v5. So don't get me wrong. Like if a tank's going to give you a free kill, you take that kill, right? If the tank's going to give you a free kill, like you just take it, right? Like it's like, why not? But you also need to be able to go for the backline trades. And I think like if you're not going for that occasionally, and keep in mind, Queen's in a weird spot of that. Like for example, like if you're playing Queen, like you can't play back here because if you need to trade their backline is going to be here. So you're kind of forced to play right here and hope that then if they go for your backline, you just shout and go in, right? Like that's your trade. So sometimes it comes down to hero selection, right? Like Queen can be good, but you could run into some issues where you can't do the same backline trade. But in 5v5, that's exactly how it works. A lot of the time is you want to go there. The rank I have to guess. So to give everybody an idea, the way it works is that the Quickplay Warrior series also has a guessing aspect to it. So we're going to watch this game. I'm going to guess the rank one more time and then reveal what the rank is. Currently, I'm sitting at Plat 2 on the guess, mainly because I saw some good things, some good patience, some decent mechanics on some stuff, which I think is there. So we'll see. Be careful getting walled off here by Hazard or by your own teammate. You got to worry about both now. You have the right idea in your positioning, but again, you're being... I do want to pause for 1 second. You're doing a lot of survivability, but if you keep doing this, you're going to run out of cooldowns. Like, you're just going to run out of stuff. Like, yeah. Okay. I'm going to hit play while we let this go through. You can't keep re-peeking that, okay? The first time you peek that, okay, I get it. But then when you backed away... that's you have to stop for a second. Just get healed up. Your supports are probably going, dude, what you gotta stop for a second. It's okay to settle. You did what you were supposed to do. You got them to have to back up. Back up, let your supports heal you, go back in, rinse and repeat. All right? You just kept going. You just kept going. I mean, you either... Okay, there you go. You're very tank heavy, you are right. Like, as in, like, you're constantly looking for their tank. Yeah, see, like, right there. You saw the Ana. Okay, so, like, let's talk about this very quickly. If you're up here right now and you see an Ana, like, sitting right here scoped in, like, your reaction is to look at the hazard. But that's not what you want to do here, right? You want to go up here and just pull the Ana in, and then you basically either force the Ana to use a bunch of cooldowns or you get a free kill, right? So, you are mentioning that your philosophy is to just go at their tank and get the kills, but, like, as somebody who went through this, like, kind of doing this on tank for a little bit, the results can sometimes be good, but they're not consistent. And what that means is, like, if you spend a whole game killing a tank and you win that game, that may not work for the next 5 games because the other way that they deal with stuff or the backline pressure isn't good, so you need to find more value. One of the hardest struggles I dealt with while adapting to 5v5 tanking was this aspect of it, though, of, like, if there's somebody behind me, why not go for the kill? What you do there is you just basically play to survive, and then you get the kill on the hazard after, right? Thankfully, this is a good ult by your teammate. So. Yeah, but again, keep in mind, this is also, just to give people an idea, by the way, chat, if you missed the initial part, this player just started tanking 2 months ago, right? So, like, some of the decision-making on tank is just going to take some time, but I think the mechanics are aligning with somebody who's been playing, you know, like a lot of support, like you said, where, like, the aim, I think the aim is better than people are putting it right now. But maybe I'm just, I don't know, maybe. So, here we go. You can ult this. If you're deciding if you should ult this or not, I would send it already. Just so you know, like, right there, I would have already ulted before the Mizuki even hit you with that, just so you know. And the reason why is you have this very, like, you have this very safe play style that is going to work sometimes. And I think that also goes back to what we talked about with you saying you play support, where like if you have good positioning and you play a safer playstyle sometimes, it can still go well regardless, right? Even though like you want to do more damage as support when you can. So I think some of that's being applied to tank right now. And you have the right idea at times, but at other times you play hesitant and you wait like to you wait basically to the last possible second to make a play. And that as a tank sometimes will get you killed more than it gets kills. So Sojourn should be your target right now. To your left. Yep. There you go. Good job going to it. But like right now, the number one thing that you're doing is you're a couple seconds behind on what you're supposed to do in that situation. Like I would have turned for that Sojourn right away the moment I heard that ultimate, because I don't want to risk that Sojourn is going to get any kills on my teammates. Then after the first couple of shots, you recognize, oh crap, I need to go for the Sojourn. But you notice how I called the Sojourn prior to that? That's because that's where your decision making needs to lead to. Yeah, you tunnel the tank a lot, right? Which again, if you're on the tank a lot, right? This is what's gonna happen. They heal their tank. And it's a hazard, right? So the hazard just sits there and it just basically just blocks the whole time, right? So you're playing into a block tank that can reduce a majority of your damage, and then now you're running back from spawn in an advantageous situation. At the very least, what you can do there is just back up a second and wait for everything to work out, right? So, yep. Like right now, see the person on the stairs? That's what I would go for, right? Your teammates got the kill, but you looked at the hazard. Yes, there you go. Yes, there you go. Thank you. Chat, which hero is still alive? Anybody notice? The hazard. What did you do? You went for their squishies. What happened? You already won the team fight. The hazard is gone out of the team fight. All you have left is an Ana here and a hazard underneath. That's it. You already won the team fight. If you went for the hazard and you left everybody alive here in cart, yeah, you might win because of the Kitsune, but what if you don't? So anyway, remember, I want you to remember these results when you're not just hard focused in the tank. I do like that you're pushing back up here. This is technically correct. You're not a sniper. Get down there. Get down there with your May. I want to see what your reaction is here for a second. I want to point something out. Okay, I'm going to pause very quickly. Hey, so listen. If you're playing Eichenwald, the best thing you can do is deny their space getting to over here, right? Their overall goal is to get to here. Bonus if they just run it down mid and go here, like that's perfect for you. But like, they want to get here. So if you're playing Queen, do you want to play Sniper Queen? Or do you want to play close, I have an ultimate, and we're going to stop them again here, right? Because if you win this team fight, you're looking into like one team fight territory. But now you're giving them up all this space. So I want to make sure that your reaction is to prevent them from, nope, that's not your reaction. You're worried about the hazard. Now you've given up free reign for no reason. You gave up all the space in the world just to do that. And now instead of going for the squishies, you're going for the hazard. This is a target focus issue out of you. Because like my vision is this, if there's a hazard slept on the stairs over here, that means everybody else on their team is susceptible to backline pressure, and you're just running at the hazard. Look at. You just gave free space to their whole team. See what I'm saying? Like, their whole team has got free space there. Yep. Yeah, so I'm telling you right now, if you just stop doing what you're doing, chasing that tank, you're going to have much better results in your games. I think you're going to have much better results than what you're having right now. Like right now, you're what, waiting for the nano from your Ana, which is technically correct if you play in line of sight, right? Actually, they already nanoed, right? Earlier, so they don't have it. You have the nano. I didn't even look. I want you to pop that ultimate, pop that ultimate, pop that ultimate, pop that ultimate. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. All right, play to live for a second. Remember, your teammates can't heal you there if they're alive. Was it me or that Emray just hold the button down? Yep. They're trying to peel. Again, and keep in mind, when you're new to tank, that might be your first reaction. I went through this. Like I said, as a tank player, I went through this whole like adaptation to that. It happens. Yep. Hanzo arrow there, so they're going to see you. You wasted shout, so your teammates didn't get the shout. And now you lose the point. This is a hesitation issue. I'm not even worried about the mechanics. Heck, can I be honest with you, chat? You know, outside of when, like, the tank is, like, you know, when I say positioning, I'm saying, like, just, like, where you're standing and setting up at. I think that's even going well. So, yeah. Here's the good news for you, like, just watching your gameplay back. As long as you adapt to what we're talking about, you're going to be just fine. Like, to give you an idea, and this is something to look at, chat, when I'm, like, watching this VOD. How many times have we said, holy crap, go for that backline right there? Oh, you have a free ultimate right now. You've heard me say that a lot, right? What that means to me, personally, is that the Queen is doing a really good job of going to the right spots, but not utilizing that spot correctly. Which means that we've already had one of the issues solved of solid positioning. Now it's about cleaning that up and using that, like, those advantages you have to win the game. So I want to point that part out, is like, you're doing a good job of getting to your spots, you're not knowing what to do next. So sometimes that step one's the hardest part. You already got the step one part, let's work on the rest. So. Yeah. Shout for your team, good shout. Now right now it's going to be enticing to go for that hazard, but I want you to go for everybody else. Yep. Just rotate around, by the way. No reason to waste your time in that wall, you would have basically been fine. There you go, you killed Diana. So wait a second. Pop your wall, now pop your ult. Dude, this is so weird because, wait a second. The hazard is still alive, but their whole team is dead. Huh. Do you notice something? The whole team on their whole team is dead and their hazard is alive. Do you see why backline trades become very important? Again, something I had to learn as tank is, like, as much as I want to be able to peel and help my team, it just sometimes ain't worth it, unfortunately. So, yeah, I mean, well, in Overwatch in general, it used to be that the tank, if you watch 6v6 play, like, tanks still can peel somewhat well. Obviously, like, not as easy as it used to be, but, like, you can still peel in that setting. But when you're the solo tank, it's so much harder to peel that anytime you're spending not putting backline pressure, and I even still make this mistake sometimes on tank, this time you're probably going to struggle with. So yeah, exactly. A lot of the gameplay is really just being like, well, backline, good luck, you got this. Yeah. OWCS match is starting in 20 minutes, so this is perfect timing. Good job. Now notice again, I'm going to keep reiterating this point to you. You just killed 3 of their teammates and the hazard was still alive. Again, do you notice how the result when you kill their backline or you kill their DPS is much better than when you just stand there and look at the hazard the whole time? You said if you're gold, should you stop peeling? I mean, helping your teammates isn't bad. It's just recognizing when to break off from that to go take the advantage, right? So, like, keeping your teammate alive occasionally is fine, like, when you're in those situations. But you need to know when to break off the fight to go do your own thing. Like, right here, this is the correct play. You go up here by Queen. You leave your teammates on cart. Yes, here you go. Already, you've put pressure on their backline. Now you go up on the high ground. You pop shout for your Kiriko. Boom, Kiriko's alive, right? Now you're fine there. Hazard's here by chance. You're not going to focus the hazard, but you're going to be up here with the hazard, right? Good. Now kill the pylon. Great. Now stay alive. Just stop. Don't even peek. Stop. Stop. Look bottom left. I need you to see this, okay? Look bottom left. You have 241 HP, and it got lower than that during the whole sequence of this event, right? Do you see your HP? Just hide for a second. You've already established high ground. You have high ground control, okay? You have high ground control. Get full HP. Go here. Help peel the Reaper. Shout. Go this way. They're going to have to fall back. These 3 people here are out of position. Your teammates have map control. You win the team fight. Granted, they can still make a play, but, like, that's your overall thing. Here you go. Now, wait. Wait. Okay, you're full HP. You can go now. Stay in the Kasune, though, so that way you can get an extra shell cooldown. Watch out. Perfect. It's okay to get on the hazard now because the other one fell back. Perfect. Good job. Okay, hazard was the last one to die in their team. The Moira ran away. But, again, successful team fight. Sherlock's nephew, thank you for the tier 1. Thank you. Pop shout in a second. Pop shout. There you go. Kill the Moira. Nice. Yep. You can ult this if you want to. If you get your ult, pop it. Never mind. You're good. You got the kill. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Just go back. Get the health pack, kill the hazard, and win the team fight. Pop shout for your team. Good job. Gotta hit your knives a little bit more, too. Sometimes you miss them because you're rushing your knife. Just patience. Your mechanics have been solid at times. It's just like I think sometimes you You're so hesitant. Like, think about this. Okay, you ready? If Moira pops ultimate and you pop ultimate on their team, can Moira heal the other team? The answer is no. So if you pop your ultimate sooner than that, you probably win the team fight. Because now the Ayari won't be able to pop the ultimate because of the HP. The Moira can't heal people with the ultimate, and everybody on their team's purple. The only person who can really get out of it at that point is going to be, like, obviously their Reaper can, like, fade, but I don't even know if they were there. And then you can get the kills elsewhere. So I think you would have won that team fight right there. Just win it now. Again, a little bit more patience with your knives. I feel like you've missed a few that you should hit based off of the shots that you're normally hitting. Good target focus. Nice job. Pop shout. Good job. Long day again. Mercy to that one. I'd say probably a 12-hour day today. I'd say. Is my guess. Here we go. All right. Good play. Notice the hazard's alive and you kill their backline. That's fine. A nano on the venture's fine. He's got to kill them on point. I mean, actually might just be a trade-off here. Yeah. If you want, you can push up a little bit to kind of like just kind of show that you're there so that way they don't push up on the choke and like pressure your teammates. So. Did not even 14 hours? I'm sorry. We must push forward. I would prefer if you're a little bit more active on the front line here. You're right, this one, but you don't know that yet. Okay, teammates are alive. Ult in, please ult in. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, man, I'm so glad you did that. That would have been rough. There you go. Okay. You're going to win the game. Good job. Okay, so let's talk about this very quickly. Okay? So let's talk about this very quickly, all right? Listen, here's my take. You are a couple ults away from being really solid on Junker Queen right now. You got to stop with the hesitation right now. Like, you're very hesitant on your play. So, two things I want you to work on. One, I want you to do more backline pressure and more looking for opportunity. There was many opportunities you just you played it too safe. Let's hit that ultimate sometimes, right? Let's go and hit that ultimate. Let's stop hard focusing the tank. Again, if a tank's feeding, you take that. But if a tank is doing what they were doing on Hazard, they're not feeding, they're just distracting you. And the less time that you're spending destroying their DPS and their backline and their supports, the more time you're just sitting there doing nothing, okay? You're just going to be sitting there doing nothing. Also, just be a little bit more patient with your knives. I feel like sometimes you're kind of just launching them. And I want you to think about if you just wait that extra. It's funny. You're patient in some areas. You're impatient in other areas. Let's shift that patience to your knife. And let's take some of that impatience on the knife and put it towards your aggression in the middle of a team fight. Okay? One thing I do want to give you props to, your start-in positioning is usually solid. And that's getting you a lot of good plays. Let's use that positioning to give yourself better plays, okay? I think that if you kept playing, I think you would actually climb on tank. Now, guess the rank, I'm staying right where I was at. I'm still guessing plat 2. If you look at the aim on like the left clicks, fine. The issue we're seeing is not from the mechanics aspect of it, outside of the knife, of course. It's about the decision making. And sometimes that will kind of get you stuck in place, but your mechanics may not match the rank that you're in because you're not quite making the decision. So I'm going to stick right with what I said. I'm content with plat 2. I could be wrong. That's where I'm at. And the reason why is because the decision making would kind of stop you in place at times, but the mechanics would be able to help you climb. And their rank is... Damn. I'm sorry, chat. Plat 1. I was off by 1 rank. They're Plat 1. I was close, but Plat 1. Yes, it's the mechanics. Listen, I've watched so many VODs nowadays. And again, I'm gonna get it wrong sometimes, right? That's normal. But like when you watch the way they play, okay? The mechanics and the movement seemed fine. It was the decision making. And when you make bad decisions in Overwatch and you don't make the correct play, everything else looks worse, right? If you have bad positioning and you're standing in the middle of the open, everything's gonna look worse, right? That's just how that goes. So if they're not making the correct decisions in the middle of a team fight, it doesn't mean that their rank and their mechanics were able to get to a certain point. So that's kind of how I saw it, right? So I think it's just, a little bit more time and taking that feedback and you decide to play more ranked, I think you'll climb. If you decide to stay in quick play, hey, take some of that advice and go dominate some quick play games. Either way, good job. Clean up what I said, and I think you'll see some good stuff. You got this. You absolutely got this. You like the video? Make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't. Leave a comment. All that helps. You want to submit your own videos to be reviewed, etc. My Discord. Remember, no guarantee, but we have a lot of submissions. But my Discord. And outside of that, if you want to watch more of these quick play warriors to see if we can guess it right or if players are, where their ranks are at, click this video on the side here. It's a good one. With that being said, hope you have an amazing day / night.